Okay, I'm going to show a little bit of effects today, and we kind of call this one the Cody example because Cody is the student that was shooting this. So basically what we did was we shot Cody. He wanted to reproduce a version of Fight Club, where they're in the plane at the beginning of the movie, and he's basically talking to himself even though he's talking to Brad Pitt, the actor. So what we did was we shot Cody on one side of the sofa, talking, and then we shot Cody on the other side of the sofa, talking. Well, there's some problems with this, of course. Some of them is the camera was set to auto color, and as you can see, the color of the auto, the camera would be changing. So that's why you don't want to use auto settings. It turned it red and blue and green a little bit along the way. Oh, and then we have Cody kind of swimming with blue screen, and we kind of had an effect where we took the blue out. So I'm going to show a little bit of both. First, let's talk about Cody doing his talking to himself. So again, I put Cody inside. I don't really need, I'm not going to do the blue screen effect with this version. I was just going to use this later on, this cloud effect here in the background where he's swimming. But beside the point right now is I put I did an in and out point of where he's talking on one side of the sofa, and then I did an in and out point of where he talks on the other side of the sofa, and I put both of them on top of each other in the timeline here. And it's simple enough. I think I showed in a previous video something called a garbage matte, and what the garbage matte is where you cut out part of the video frame. So to do this, if you wanted to do something similar, just make sure the camera stays in the same location, I would say, and again, maybe have it set to manual so that the colors don't fluctuate like they are on mine. And then what I would do is I would probably use a garbage matte on the first one, on the top one here. So I'm using, in this case, Premiere Pro CS6. I'm going to go under Effects, Video Effects, and under Keying is where you have all your different mattes that you can do. And I'm going to use the garbage matte. 4-point garbage matte is fine because all I want to do is cut out some of the edge. So I'm going to drag that on top of the one Cody clip, which is the one where he's on this side over here. So once I drag it on top of the clip, I'm going to go to the effects control window over here, and I'm going to grab the box that says garbage matte right here. Just select it right there. Once you select the box, you notice you get your little handles in the preview window, little dots along the sides here. Now, all I need to do is simply move it over, and I'm going to move it over to where we have a split screen like this, where he's basically looking at himself. Again, you know, some of the problems I have is the color shifting and things like that, but it's pretty good if I just put it right in the middle here. He doesn't really, his arm doesn't move too much into the frame. I think it does a little bit at the very beginning there, but and so you can see the effect you'll get here. Yeah, see his arms a little bit at the beginning right there. Maybe the 8-point like that, but if you see, uh-oh, why am I getting this crazy effect here? It's just not rendering right. It needs to be rendered. It's going to take a minute to render so we can see a preview. But again, it's a very easy effect to do, where the you shoot the same person in this in the same, and this has been, people have been doing this for a long time. Oh jeez, it's still giving me render problems here. Nah. Well, it's probably because this is such, I don't know. Probably because this video is old. This is very old footage. I don't know why it's doing this to me. Let me move it over here and see what, oh, this whole footage is messed up. It's this footage. Let me see, is this footage is fine. So we get rid of this, move this down, move this over. I don't know. Something's wrong with that footage. Let's see. So we have this footage. Let me try and import it again and see what's going on here. So I'm trying to drag it down again. Oh, because I had the garbage man on it. That's why it's giving it that problem. Okay. Well, let's try the 8-point garbage matte. How about that? 8-point garbage matte. We'll see if that gives us any difference. do that. No, it's still giving me problems.
Why? So you can pretend like you can't.
I don't know. This footage is very old. This version of Premiere. I don't know. Let's see. Is there anything else I could do to make it work besides using the garbage mat, image mat maybe? Usually this tends they even have a 16-point garbage mat now. Wow. So I'm not sure. They have an Ultra key we can use to suck up the blue. It's taking both on. Okay, that was one's called Ultra Key, where you use an eyedropper to suck the blue color up back there. That's like, again, there was something called an Ultra Key, which is a way that you can use to select a certain color. So what I did was on the top video, if I turn off the bottom video, you see what it did is if I select using the eyedropper, it selects the blue, and then you can use the transparency and take more of that out. That's sort of how you got the blue screen effect, and this is sort of why you would have a blue screen effect. The problem is, though, of course, that's not what I want to do in this video sample. This is what I want to do in a second video sample. What I really want is the garbage mat, and I'm not really sure why it's not working. Possibly because this is very old footage, and again, you could see, you know, if the program was rendering properly, you would see what you get. You would get the two ends. Okay, so I don't know why it's not rendering properly. So let's move on. Let's go down to where Cody is swimming, so we can look at that mat setting. So here's Cody's falling or swimming. I was having him act like he's swimming, but he could be falling. So I'm going to take that footage, put it in the timeline in video 2. Oh, maybe the sequence problem, that's why. Okay, so here he is. He's swimming or falling and falling. Let's take, I did bring in some clouds. I put it in the background here. Let's stretch that out for the length of it. Let's scale those clouds up because they don't really fit the whole frame. Actually, let's scale them up really far under the effects control. So again, I put the clouds in the background. I put Cody's kind of swimming above. I just turned the eyeball off so that we could see what's going on. So let me animate the clouds a little bit first so that we can see him falling. So if he's falling, the clouds would be probably moving a little bit. So I'm going to scale that up a lot here. And I'm going to put it at the very beginning. So again, just like we would animate before, I'm going to animate a still image. So I'm going to animate these clouds kind of moving up and down basically. So we'll start. So we'll start at the top up here. Okay, he's up top. Let's put a keyframe for that, and let's go all the way to the very end. Let's make another keyframe, another diamond, and we'll move the clouds a little bit like this. Okay, so we have some clouds moving. Okay, next we got Cody. I'm going to turn the eyeball in for Cody. There he is. No, he's falling through the sky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose that mat that we were talking about just previously here, where if I go to the keying options here, you'll know you have all kinds of different keys. You have color key, you have difference mat. So let's talk about alpha adjust. I'm not really sure. The alpha channel is, of course, the transparency option on a certain transparent layer. You would make that in Photoshop. That's where you have those checkerboard pattern. That's an alpha. That's what that would be used for. Color key is sort of what it says, where you put it on. You can, once you drag it onto your clip, you'll get an eyedropper over here where it says color key in the effects window. You can grab your eyedropper and select the color and then change the tolerance up. As you change the tolerance, the blue will go away. And then, of course, you can thin the edges a little bit. That'll bring it in a little bit. And then feather a little bit so the edge is kind of soft, so it's not so hard. So that's a very easy one to do. Again, it's called a bit. You'll see there's some effects there. When you're choosing the blue in this case with the eyedropper, let's go down a little bit. What I want to do is try, because when you choose the color tolerance, it's doing a little above blue and a little below the blue that you're choosing. So you want to choose kind of a medium blue maybe, and see if that helps a little bit. Yeah, that's just, still got a lot of blue right there, and it's starting to take away from his clothes. Again, you're trying to choose a, let's see, maybe more of a medium blue over here. This is kind of dark down there. It's kind of hard to take that blue out. See how it's taken away from his clothes. So let's try the other one. So that one's called Color Key. Again, you get an eyedropper. You can suck up. Difference Matte is where you can shoot somebody. Well, shoot a scene without the actor in it, and then shoot the same scene, don't move the camera, with the actor in it, and use Difference Matte, and whatever's the difference it keeps, and whatever's the same it removes. Okay, so that's called Difference Matte. Again, we looked at the garbage mats, but they weren't working very well. Image Matte is where you use a still image to do that, a black and white or grayscale image. Lumina Key is where you would take out either a black or white. So if you shot somebody on a white background, you would use Lumina Key, or if you shot somebody on a black background, you would use Lumina Key. Non-red key, I haven't really used that. I don't think that's gonna. Oh, that works pretty well there. Look at that. Let's see, a little cutoff here. Well, that one worked pretty good there. So I guess blue is non-red, so that works. Let's see. Yeah, he's falling. He's also falling. Let's see him fall. Okay. You can see some shadow in there, though. But he's falling. He's swimming. Okay, so that one is non-red. Remove Matte. I'm not sure what that is. White, black. I don't know. Never seen that one before. 16-point Ultra Track Matte. I haven't used that one yet. I'll have to check that one out. I used to use Track Matte all the time. That's where you would use one image to blend into the other, and you would use a black and white image to do the blending. Thought I had that. I usually do that with text. I'll have to do an example of that maybe next week. Here's the Ultra Matte one, so let's try this. Maybe this will be the best for this. Oh yeah, look at that. It has a under matte generation, it has a transparency option. And highlight. Shadow. Ooh, that one tended to work pretty well. And there's a little spill that'll actually spread it a little bit more. Oh, there's a whole bunch of options in here. I haven't really used this one. Again, it's called Ultra Key. There, okay, so now he's falling. He's falling. So again, the key to doing any kind of effects like this is to shoot your actor on a plain background. Try and get it as most plain. Do I use green? Do I use blue? It's kind of whatever key you can, because again, you're using an eyedropper to suck up the color in the background to key it out. And you can get some really fun effects. It takes a lot of practice to get it to work right. I posted some very old examples that I did with people inside a car, which worked well. A lot of the footage I have with this blue screen was shot with a very old video cameras. That's why, you know, with today's high definition, I'm sure you get a lot better blue screen effects than I could do with this old standard traditional video effects.